Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm gonna be transforming this pillowcase that I already cut into, but here I am pretending it's untouched still because I forgot to film this intro part before cutting into this piece. I seam ripped the pillowcase so that I was left with one big piece, and I measured it. It was 136 centimeters long and 47 centimeters wide, and I cut off those 7 centimeters from the top for a waistband. Also, if you're wondering, I originally wanted to use the quilt case, but I couldn't find it because my boyfriend took it with him when he was working in Austria last year, and he never brought it back home. So the only thing left from that set was this one pillowcase, and I thought it would make a cool pleated skirt with that fabric pattern. I even marked the fabric and tried to create pleats, but it wasn't long enough. So at the end I decided to create simple pencil skirt. And here I'm trying to insert at least few pleats into a skirt, but it didn't look good. So yeah, I gave up on the idea and I continued with measuring around my hips to get the measurement for more fitted skirt. I added 2 centimeters seam allowance and I divided the number by 2 so that I could cut it out on fold. I cut off the excess fabric and sewed the edges down with a straight stitch, which created the back of the skirt. I tried it just to make sure I could, and I used my other skirt as a pattern. Since the skirt was elastic, I just put the skirt on the edge of both sides of the fabric and I drew a line from those up, like so, making the waist narrower. I sewed down those lines, and thinking I might still make some mistakes and might need to seam rip it, I left the fabric there instead of cutting it off because I just don't trust my own sewing abilities. But feel free to cut the excess fabric off. Then it was time to add zipper, and so I ironed the seam on the back of the skirt open, and I pinned the zipper face front and center in a seam. I used this zipper foot to make it easier on myself. This part ended up looking like a complete idiot, but other than that, I think it came out surprisingly good. I ripped the back seam and started to work on the waistband of the skirt. I took that 7 centimeters wide piece of fabric that I cut off at the beginning and I folded it in approximately 1 centimeter of fabric on both sides, and then I folded it in half. With the right size kissing, I pinned the waistband to skirt and cut off the unneeded rest of the fabric. Then I folded the waistband neatly inside and pinned it down all the way around the waist. I'd like to say that I sewed in the ditch for this part because sewing in the ditch would probably make it look much more better and professional, but nope, I didn't. So again, do as I say, not as I do. And feel free to sew in the ditch. So yeah, here is how it looked like with the straight stitch being a couple millimeters from the ditch. I tried the skirt again and I could still make it a bit tighter around the waist, so I measured again and made sure that the width of the skirt would be same on both sides, measuring from the center. I marked it and sewed down the sides again with fixed measurements. Then I hand sewed a button on. And I used a buttonhole presser foot to create a nice and clean buttonhole. This is how it looked like when it was done, and it was a bit hard to get the button inside of the hole with one hand, but it's always better to have the buttonhole a little bit too tight rather than loose, in my opinion. As a last thing, I cut two little lines at the bottom of a skirt and sewed around them to create two front slits. And it was done. It sure as hell doesn't look as good as a pleated skirt would in this fabric, but it's usable and definitely wearable outside, so that's okay for me. Hope you guys enjoyed this one, and if you did, give this video a thumbs up, comment down below, and don't forget to subscribe if you want to see more videos like this from me. Have a nice week, and I'll see you next time. Bye!